Hi, I'm Sydney. Welcome to the Forbidden Cities, a Keeper of the Lost Cities podcast where Jaycie and I talk about Keeper of the Lost Cities books, theories, characters, ships, and more. Hello, welcome to the Forbidden Cities podcast, episode 25. We're back.
We are. After a few technical difficulties.
Yes. I'm back in my study room.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot in here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But apparently it has like a thermostat in the room.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Except it's not working, so that's annoying.
Hopefully that starts working. Sydney was telling me that she had a vending machine fight and I want to hear more about it, but she made me wait. So Sydney, tell me about it.
Okay, so I'm trying to save money, and so I debated not going to get caffeine, but then I was like, well, there's some monsters downstairs, and there's usually a peach one, like peach, and maybe I'll stay afterward and study. So I went downstairs to the vending machine, and of course, there's no anything that I like. So I was going to say, first of all, Jaycie, I got a monster, and I've never tried one, so I'm about to open this in a minute.
Oh.
Sorry, I don't want to be a bad influence, guys. I wouldn't recommend drinking. I mean, I drink Celsius, but that's it. I'm a little scared. Anyway.
Well, one monster won't kill you.
Yeah. The other thing is that I battled with this vending machine for like a good 5 minutes because I tried to get it to take my dollar, and it took it and then spit it back out, and then I battled with it again and took it and then it spit it back out again, and then it took my dollars, and I tried to press the buttons and it wouldn't work, and it just kept saying E1.
What?
I was like, yes, that's what I want, but it wouldn't give me anything. So
Dude.
then I eventually clicked cancel, and instead of giving me my money back, it spat them out as quarters. So then I had to
At least it will take your coins the first time.
Yes, but then I tried to put coins in because I was like, well, now I have the 8 quarters, and what else am I going to do with these? So I put one in, and it just did nothing. So now I lost a quarter. All my change.
What? That's crazy.
Oh, sorry. I still have bronchitis.
I'm so sorry. Dude, I've fought with the vending machines on my campus. I would like put my card in or whatever, and they would load for like a full 5 minutes. Like it would be a long time, and then it would be like vending canceled and cash only now. And I'd be like, what? I don't have cash. What? So yeah, they're just always a nightmare.
Yeah, so I had to use my card, but I wasn't happy because I'm broke.
That's so real. Cash isn't real money.
Right. I just found some, and I was like, oh, free.
Ooh.
Free. But
That's
no,
awesome.
instead I lost 25 cents. So yeah, I'm going to dramatically open my monster now and take a sip.
Tell me how that is.
I'm scared. You said it tastes like Mountain Dew, and I don't like Mountain Dew.
It's a little different.
That does not taste like Mountain Dew.
That's the closest vibe I could get to it. What do you think?
I don't even know how to describe that.
See? I didn't know either.
What is this?
I don't know. It's not bad.
It's like a Tootsie Pop.
What?
It tastes like a Tootsie Pop.
Is that positive? No.
Yes and no. Like it's not. Have you ever had a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. Apparently, maybe not.
It's the suckers with the chocolate stuff that's not chocolate inside. Tootsie Rolls.
I don't eat a lot of those, so maybe that's why. Well.
No, it's not a Tootsie Pop. It's a Blow Pop.
Oh, yeah.
It tastes like a liquid Blow Pop.
I love Blow Pops.
Like Sophie, eating food and watching it's
and being like, this is pizza, yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Well, at least it's caffeine.
Like her rant about the sesame chicken. Did I make that up? And is it in Stellarlune where she's like, she eats leaves and she's like, these taste just like sesame chicken. How did they know? Do the elves even know this tastes like sesame chicken?
I only remember.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but I remember her saying that in the first book that whatever she ate tasted like chicken. Umber leaves it was, and like everyone was like, "You ate animals." That's all I remember.
Yes. No, I want to say, I didn't dream this, I swear. In Stellarlune, she's like spiraling about Keith or something.
Uh-huh.
And then she starts on this long thing about, like, do they even know this tastes like sesame chicken?
That's so funny.
How did they make something that tastes like sesame chicken?
That's a fair
without
point.
knowing what sesame chicken is?
That's a fair point. Hey, somebody had to have tried it and been like, oh, you know what? This isn't bad. I can make this morally right. For the record, I am not a vegan. I'm just acting like the elves would.
This is gonna be funny and Unraveled. Is that the name of it?
Because Keith might eat the human food.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
Do you think he would have a
does
problem
eat
with it?
He says it's gross, but I don't know about meat.
Oh yeah, because he eats some stuff.
Yeah, and
But
he says something is gross, but it was something I'd never heard of. I think
it was it was like a
British.
European, probably British. I actually don't remember specifically what it was, but yeah. So
Okay.
I remember that we left off right after Kendrick's Forgotten Secrets, but before we move really quickly, I realized I skipped something. So I don't know the specifics of it, but whenever we were talking about Lord Cassius and like Sophie searching his mind, basically my overall impression of that is that he does low-key seem like he's kind of shattering. Like his mind was like a whirlwind and really chaotic, and I thought that it's kind of sounded like he was shattering. And he is an empath, so he is more susceptible to that. So anyways, I thought that was
That's
interesting.
An interesting point.
Yeah.
Hold on, what chapter is that?
I wrote page 41, so I'm gonna scroll over there and see.
Page 41, that early? Okay, man.
I don't know. It was, because that was like the first kind of thing that happened.
That's true. Oh, Lord Cassius's mind used to be meticulous, everything carefully sorted and regularly arranged. That looked like an earthquake had crashed through.
So I thought...
Found the broken television.
Yes, and that's exactly, like, that reminded me so much of Fenton's broken mind, like the description of that, or even Alden's when he was shattering. So... I thought that was interesting, and I forget that he's, like, still, like, his mind is fragile because he is an empath.
Interesting.
I thought it was interesting. I would be very interested to see her, like, because I don't think she goes inside of Keith's mind. I would be very interested to see her go inside of his mind after he's back. And she's never been in Orleans either. I want to know if it's, like, since he
saw his memories.
came back.
Oh, not since he came. Keith since he came back? No.
Yeah.
No. I thought you meant Keith's in general. I was like...
Yeah, in general. I just mean since he came back. Because I want to know their state. I want to know if they're... I have words. I'm not going to say anything until we get to Keith. Because I've got concerns about him.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And so I wanted to go back and say that really quick before we move to your rants about Forkle.
Oh, sounds good. Yep. Okay. So... I think we mentioned this at the end of our last episode, but we are only on day 2, guys.
Yeah.
This is
day 2 is not over.
Yeah. Right before we got on the podcast, we always have the best conversations right before we start recording. But Jaycie said something that I never thought about the series. Jumps from, you can have 200 pages for a couple of days, and then a month go by so quickly.
Yeah, on one line.
Jaycie pointed out that elves don't think about time. They really genuinely don't, and that's a main point in the series. I feel like it's early on they talk about that. Yeah, and I just totally forgot about that, but I like that.
And it's still, like, the book itself, like, the elves don't have different days. They still use days of the week, months, years, like, all of that. But they don't, like, say, oh, yeah, now it's September 23rd, and because of that, like, it's just kind of, like... And they still have, like, Monday through Friday work weeks, or school weeks at least. I assume it would be the same for work. But yeah, the time is very disorienting, which I found out because I'm doing a project. Anyways.
Yes. Okay, so anyways, day 2, we got through my point 16, or chapter 16.
Chapter 16 is done.
Kenrick and Prentice. Did I say anything? We've talked a little since about Prentice. Did I say anything new, or are we?
I think I don't know. Kind of the summary of it is we're trying to figure out an exact background on. I guess my timeline of Prentice is new, but the most important thing we found from that is that it's really hard to place a lot of these forgotten secrets just because we don't know like, we have that Kenrick called a meeting to propose they all open their caches, but we have no idea. Like, that could have been 100 years before book 1 or 3 years before, and, like, there's just no way to know. So, that's kind of the main... We don't know if Kenrick would have turned Prentice in. Oh, the one thing I did know is that Alden is the one who turned Prentice in. Yes. I found that out since the last episode, because that's confirmed in... Hold on.
Yep.
The series somewhere.
So, I don't think we've spelled this out. After the podcast the other day, Jaycie and I started talking about what if Kenrick warned Prentice or was the person to turn him in. So then Jaycie remembered that Alvin turned him in and found it.
It's
so now
I found it by accident. Yeah, I found it in Exile page 309. So it's Tiergan actually says that Alden turned him in, and that's part of why Alden shattered in Exile. But I did find out that, hold on, Wiley was 7 when Prentice was arrested. I found a lot of specific detail. And that he was exiled 12 years before Sophie came to the Lost Cities, which would be around 1 year and 3 months after Sophie's conception, which was very specific. So... Yes, I did find all of those. Morella says that Prentice was exiled 12 years before on book 1, page 189. And that's, for some reason, I decided that it happened before Kenrick officially confronted Orly about Project... Oh, because he mentions Prentice's trial in their conversation. So, technically, he didn't know yet that Orly was part of Project Moonlark, but he suspected.
Yes.
Anyways.
And so, the main thing I'm trying to figure out right now, and lights just turned off. Oh, no. The thing I'm pretty sure is going to be interesting, I guess, I don't know exactly how else to explain it, is that I think that Kenrick had something to do with the reason why Prentice called Swan Song.
Yeah.
And, that's all. We're just looking into that. And so I couldn't find a lot, but I have a hunch about that.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that he did. And I know that there's just a lot of weird things. Like, Kenrick and Alden were very buddy-buddy in Exile and even Book 1.
Yep.
Yeah, and Tiergan... There's something with Tiergan. I don't know.
There's the whole thing I found where Prentice says something in Sophie's and Prentice's mind in Nightfall, maybe earlier. And he says... She asked something about the Black Swan, and he says, there's something like...
You're right. Yeah.
Something like a warning. And I'm like, okay.
So someone warned him, and that's why he called Swan Song.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I just don't know why that memory of Kenrick and Prentice is in there. I think Kenrick buried stuff in Prentice's mind and then warned him about things.
So, anyways, we were trying to find out the significance of that memory, and I agree with Sydney. Because she's like, it's probably has something to do with Prentice calling Swan Song, being arrested or whatever, being turned in. So anyways, that's interesting. And we did solve at least that Kenrick wasn't directly the one that turned him in, so that made me feel better.
Yeah. Because last episode were you like...
I was having a little bit of a crisis, but we're better now.
Yeah. I feel silly for forgetting that about Alden. I knew he was involved somehow, but I forgot exactly.
No, I forgot too. Like, there are so many things I'm just totally like, I don't remember this at all. Yep. All right, so let's hear your rant about Forkle, basically.
Okay, hold on. We're not... Oh, wait, is this here? Okay, so we are at the end of... We're at the end of day 2, chapter 17. I have on the outline, Sophie tries to get Forkle with Rowan Dex, so that's when she goes and bangs on his... door, which was honestly really satisfying to see.
Yes, iconic.
Yep. Then I wrote down, Dex says she's really taking charge, which is another pointer to Sophie's growing, her character's growing. Then Adeline makes toasty turnovers and a bunch of other stuff. I put this in because this is one of those instances I was talking about where I was so engrossed in listening to the book that I literally was like, oh, those sound good. Let me get some. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Because I was painting and listening at the same time, so I was fully just in the Lost Cities, and then I was so disappointed when I was like, oh, wait, this is not real.
Also,
and the power was out, and I was like,
oh my goodness, yeah,
all
you
it
were
had
just
is-
like, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing to do with that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Was that all of what you were thinking?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, I was just gonna say, this scene also, this is, around page 275, like in that vicinity in chapter 16. But Ro, oh my goodness, she talks so much. Like, she's, like, adding, like, 16 pages to this interaction.
Yes.
And although whenever she was, like, obnoxiously bothering Dex and Sophie, you almost make me want to root for Dexby, but I'm still Team Foster Keith through and through. Plus, I think the Dexby ship already crashed and burned, didn't it? It's just like, what? None of that was necessary. Like, it was entertaining,
Yes.
and I died. But Ro, like,
Yeah.
leave him alone.
Fan service.
She really is. She's the fan service to bring Keith and Sophie together. Like,
Yes.
if Ro wasn't there, Sophie never would have been like, oh.
I feel like Ro is Shannon's impulsive thought.
No, for
Like-
real.
How do I make a character to say what I want her to say?
Right, myself in there, but chaotic.
Yes.
I love it. Okay.
Yep. So,
Um,
do you have the outline open, by the way?
I don't.
I
I've just
do.
been following along with you.
Chapter 17, the last one I have is Sophie talks to Adeline and Grady. Oh, and tell me to slow down if I need to.
Okay.
Sophie talks to Adeline and Grady and decides to search for Lysian.
Yes.
Thoughts on that? Okay.
I don't remember any specific ones. I just. Oh, it was. It was connected to. So she doesn't know at this point, if I'm correct, that the fields that Kenrick took orally to are Elysian, right? I don't think she does. I think all she knows about it is
I know.
that he was asking Fenton about it. Which, by the way, forgot to say this too. Foreshadow to... Because Fenton was like, yo, Kenrick, he offered him some kind of deal in that memory, and Kenrick was like, no thanks, I'm not gonna, like, be buddy-buddy with you. And
Yep.
Fenton was like, yeah, you're gonna regret that. And I was like, it's the thing. The reason he suspected his life was in danger. So that was cool, but...
Oh, so you think that's why?
I think that was one of the times. He also interrogated, well, someone did, I assume it was him.
He does interrogate Fenton at least twice we know of.
And a third time, so after Sophie collects Everblaze in Book 1 illegally, the council arrests Fenton and interrogates him a bunch of times before they send Alden to break his mind, and I'm assuming Kenrick was involved in that. So he was like specifically the one who was bothering Fenton all the time.
Huh. Yeah. Unless,
It was just a little...
Do you think Kenrick was killed because he knows about Elysian?
Ooh.
Specifically?
And Fenton knew that he did because he was asking him about it all the
Yeah.
time, and he was investigating it and bothering him with the Nox flares, and maybe Fenton knew he'd found it. Ooh, Sydney, I think that makes so much sense.
I agree. I don't know why we didn't think of it before, actually.
What?
okay.
So Fenton was like, he knows too much because he knows about the Nox flares, and he's asking about Elysian, and he's not supposed to. I gotta take him out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, duh. That's crazy. And that's why he was so protective of his cash, because he's like, the stuff I'm getting killed for is here. Like, Sophie needs this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making like a surprise face right now.
Okay. Yeah, duh.
Duh.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Okay.
gonna listen to this and be like, you guys are so stupid. We all knew this.
Listen, okay, we've been out of the fandom. We've been in it, but not as in it, you know? Okay. We're realizing things.
I'm having...
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now.
I feel like, okay, with the Prentice and Kenrick thing, and then this, I feel like we're putting pins in notes and connecting them.
Yeah.
Like, we're connecting things.
I
Okay,
understand.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay, pause for just a second. Like, don't actually pause. Just pause. Stellarlune combo. I re-listened to our original Stellarlune series today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, we were way off.
What did we say? Oh my goodness, what did we say?
Okay, it starts off way off, and then we eventually get like closer.
Really?
But Yeah, just listen to it. It's out there. However, um, there were some things in it that I was like, okay, I forgot we talked about that. Like we talked about how the council might. This is so off the wall. I don't know, but how the council might have drowned Atlantis.
Yeah, I thought
I
about
don't know
that.
if
I
that's
still think that might
relevant.
be true.
Yeah, I still do too, but I don't know.
Yeah.
However, it did make me realize we we haven't been thinking I don't know what I'm trying to say. All I'm saying is we need to go back and listen to that because I feel like we've forgotten a lot of things that we were thinking and we need to go back to
I'm
that
so
to
interested to hear.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's so random because it's before Stellarlune. And so there's a lot of things that just aren't relevant in Stellarlune that we thought were going to be more relevant. However, they might still come up later.
Right.
Yeah.
We were talking about how she told Grady and Adeline she was going to start searching for the
Oh yes, and you
Elysian?
said did she know they were in the
Yeah, did she know Kenrick and Orly were? I don't think
Okay.
she does.
No, I don't think she does, but I think she does a few days later at least,
Okay.
or a few pages
Or at
later,
least, like,
because
suspects
she
it.
tries. Yep, she tries to leap there.
Okay.
And then she says in her mind, "Oh, that's why I couldn't leap to Elysian." Or
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure.
That makes
but why were you
sense.
saying that? Is there
I was
like
just
a-
curious. No. I'm trying to figure out basically all of his forgotten memories were forgotten like he chose to not just delete them but to also save them because they were relevant for some reason. So what I'm trying to figure out is like what was the relevance of each of these, and that one I was trying to figure out if Sophie, since I knew the relevance, I was trying to figure out if Sophie did.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yep. So then she tries to find Elysian. I'm flipping through. She tries to find the map on a map.
Like in a scroll, it's a literal scroll, and she hates scrolls.
Yep. And she can't. Another thing is she can't read it because of they're different runes. She can't find it on the map. And then Rose says, "What about the 3D map that Forkle had?" And then
And Forkle's here.
comes Mr. Forkle
In all his
Okay.
wrinkly Ruckleberry glory.
Okay. This scene drove me nuts because Sophie's right. Okay, so where do I even start? First, let's see. I should have taken more detailed notes about why I'm mad at Forkle. But the general thing is he keeps trying to lead Sophie away from things when she's on the right track. Okay? So this note is just me saying LOL, Keith went to Disney. Because of that. And in the last, he was in the midst of a rather exhausted-looking crowd in front of an unimpressive castle in what I believe humans call a theme park.
Oh my goodness.
I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, Shannon was like, let me put this in here.
Yeah, he's gonna just go to Dex's world for fun.
Yep. Okay, so Grady says, what's Elysian? Oh, here we go. Okay. Listen. Oh my goodness.
Wait. Whoa, okay. So Sophie says Elysian's super important. Sorry, I'm like interrupting, but Grady says it's Elysian, and Forkle is like, and who told you about it? He's not asking
That's
what
true.
he's not asking what, and then she says, oh, we found it in Kendrick's Forgotten Secrets, and he's like, you looked at Kendrick's Secrets, so like he's not saying he doesn't know what it is. He's just like, what, you were looked at those? What did you find
That's
out?
true.
What kind of things?
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds-
Okay. That's interesting because he drove me nuts. He's so clearly trying to lead her away.
Yes.
So like, I'm sure we'd gotten a lot farther if you'd had caught me up on all the information that never triggered, Sophie muttered. You should have walked me through every single memory once I was in Lost Cities, or at least after I swore fealty to the Black Swan. To what end? Mr. Forkle countered. So you could be distracted by things that clearly weren't important? Elysian is super important. What's Elysian? Grady asked. And who told you about it? And then he just keeps going on. And now the next page, and now you're convinced that I've somehow denied you the answer to everything because I didn't show you the map earlier, Mr. Forkle guessed. I don't think it's the answer to everything, but Elysian is crucial. What makes you so certain? He asked. Why is he questioning her?
Also, why is he so, like, I don't know. Why is he so averse to her looking into it? Like, at the very least, it's something.
Yes, he's trying to tell her it's not important, but I can't tell if he's actually being really silly or
Mm-hmm.
if he is trying to lead her away. Because I was originally like, oh, he's being really silly, but now I'm worried. Is this an imposter? I'm serious.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
look at this.
And I'm
She says,
looking at
because it's
this.
connected to Stellarlune. And
Yeah.
he says, Stellarlune? You'll
What
have to
is
forgive
this?
me. I
Yeah.
forgot.
So, Sydney,
What?
and I'm connecting this to the Forkless Kenrick theory, which I know is a stretch, but technically there's nothing here that disproves that, and he even makes up a really fishy. She's like, you put the map in my head, and he's like, well, I found it inside an apartment in Atlantis that I suspected was being used by the rebels. Yeah, right. Okay, that sounds like you pulled it out of your butt. The place had been scorched by the time I snuck in, but I found that scorched bit of map in a pile of ash. And Sophie, wait, what did she say? In the way it came out made it clear that Elysian has something to do with Stellarlune. He also told Orly it's essential to keep everything about it fragmented, so I'm assuming that's why he recorded the map without any context, just like you did.
What page are you on?
292 for me. So it's right after Forkel frowns and says, how does any of this connect to Elysian? And Sophie said, I was just about to get to that part. Kenrick accidentally mentioned it. He said it's essential to keep everything about it fragmented, so I'm assuming that's why he recorded the map without any context, just like you did. That's kind of sus. And then Forkel's like, well, yeah, it was all I knew.
Before or after she says, but Elysian is crucial.
It's just after.
Oh, I found it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the scrap of paper was okay.
That's so sus. And then he's like, well, yeah, that was the full extent of my knowledge. I found it inside an apartment. And then she's like, do you think Fenton burned it? And he's like, I don't know, could have been Brant. And Grady's like, or anyone. And Sophie's like, maybe we should ask Fenton then if you've seen this map. Oh, and then Forkel says, you have no idea how determined I was to find out where this led. It's, oh my goodness, it's one of the reasons I asked Tinker to build the 3D map you saw in my other office. And then he says no such place exists. Yeah. Why would Kenrick save the map? Yeah. Probably the same reason I gave it to you. I started to wonder if the map wasn't a map, but a blueprint for a place. Listen.
Okay. I know you're still thinking that, and I know this is sus.
It is so sus.
But I don't know if it's sus because he's Kenrick.
I'm not 100%.
However, nothing. I do think it's suspicious.
Yeah, there's technically nothing like super, super like, oh, well, that's the only option. But there's also technically no direct evidence against it. Like, they've been in the same room since his twin died, kind of evidence.
Well, yeah, because Kenrick's dead.
Well, that's what you think.
Okay, hold on. I was thinking a minute ago.
Uh-huh. It would be really messed up. It would be really, really messed up. Because for him to be alive and then to keep it to himself, that would be really messed up.
But why would Kenrick leave Sophie his catch and then Mr. Forkel not want Sophie to know, try to lead her away from what's in the catch?
Wait, he tried to lead her away from looking in it?
No, he's trying to lead her away from investigating Elysian. Even though in this scenario, he would be the one who left her the information about Elysian.
That's true. That's fair.
However, Mr. Forkel is super it's just so suspicious.
It's very suspicious.
He's acting weird.
Yeah.
Because then, it goes on. This is not the only time this happens.
And we mentioned this in our Stellarlune theory episode, didn't we? It being a human sanctuary. Because they bring it up on this page.
He talks about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, we have nothing to do with any of this, and no one will be relocating the humans. Building a human sanctuary is simply an idea proposed by a small group of...
He said, for a while now, I've wondered if what we're really looking at is a plan for a human sanctuary. And so Grady muttered something under his breath, and Forkel said, it makes sense. And then what you said, and Ro was like, what? You're going to relocate the humans? And Forkel said, no, it was simply an idea proposed by a small group of... And then Grady says, not that small. Oh, so hey, we were kind of onto something.
We're definitely onto something. But do you think the end proves that Elysian wasn't a human sanctuary?
I don't think it proves either way.
Okay.
It could be either one. I mean, it was like...
I'm kind of thinking...
What do you think it is?
I don't know. What if it is the human sanctuary because it affects mood and it could keep people peaceful and...
I mean, hey, that makes sense to me.
Sedated, it's nice.
Mm-hmm. And it's like all illusion, like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like off the map so no one can like wander into the lost cities from it or wander into it from the lost cities.
Mm-hmm.
The criterion would be the, like, criterion for if you get to live, I guess. Get to live and go to I can't say it right. Elysian?
Yeah,
wait, how do you say it? Elysian.
I say Elysian. I don't know why.
Okay. I have to say it like you because I'm scared.
Oh, maybe because I'm guessing that's what the audiobook said. That's probably why I say this.
That makes sense, yeah.
But the Elysian Fields, that's one thing I was thinking today when I listened to our other podcast about Atlantis. We did a lot of research into Atlantis. Elysian Fields, that's like the heaven of Greek mythology. Mm-hmm. It's where you go if you're the best of the best.
Right. The select.
Yeah, the select.
Yeah,
and they say there's too many humans.
Yeah, they're always talking about that.
Down the human population.
So Finton, let me see if I can remember his rant really clearly. In Lodestar, when he's admitted to the Peace Summit, because all the world leaders besides like the counselors and the Ogre King decided they wanted him there, he has this whole rant about how humans are taking over the world and why are they allowed to roam free and we have to hide in the corners while they're destroying the world and everything. There's way too many of them. And then on these two pages, at least like 294 to 295-ish, Ro and Sandor are saying that. Sandor's like, humans threaten the stability of everything. And Ro's like, yeah, they have way too much land. My people are restricted to our territories. And Sandor's like, yeah, mine too. And the trolls and you elves stay here. But humans can just do whatever they want. They don't have a treaty. And, like, they're all talking about how much they're, like, they have this beef with humans. And, yeah. So, anyways, it's weird that they're, like, echoing Finton's things from 4 books ago.
Yep, that's true. Yeah. Okay. So
if Kenrick found proof.
Forkle again tries to lead them away from this. He's like, oh, it's not a sanctuary. I thought it might be, but I guess he does say it isn't the answer. Oh, but it's possible that someone in the Neverseen is still hoping to move forward with the idea, and this is their plan for how to build it. How is he's so off? It's also possible Kenrick didn't understand it, simply stored it. Mm-hmm. And then they talk about...
Well, she avoids talking about Prentice.
Yeah. Yep. I know you're going to want to see all of Kenrick's memories. I'll show you eventually, but I called you here because I'm trying to find Elysian. Oh, and then he says, I thought you called me here because you believed I was hiding things from you. Now you're hiding things from me. Funny how that goes, isn't it?
I love it. Sophie, what an icon.
Keep this up. Fine, we can focus on Elysian for now. I just want to see
how the turntables.
After all of this is over, after like the next part of the next book, I just want Sophie to go to Forkle and be like, I was right. I just need that because it's
yeah.
Mad. Then he goes, an E could stand for lots of things.
What in the world?
The fact that Elysian starts with one could simply be a coincidence.
What are you talking about?
And then Sophie's like, my NI is saying that.
Yeah, but it all fits together.
Not.
Yeah.
It just made too much sense.
Yeah.
It fit together so perfectly. The only thing that didn't fit was Mr. Forkle not being able to find the rivers. And he couldn't possibly have visited every square inch of the planet. Okay, and then right here, Sophie, this is where she makes the connection. In one of his memories, Kenrick took Orly somewhere with a river, and he told Orly the place wasn't on any maps. In fact, he said he'd only found it by following a convoluted trail of evidence that he'd spent months piecing together, and then walked for a very long time. He said he'd had to cut his own crystal so he could bring Orly there without putting her through all that, and then he'd have to destroy the crystal afterward. But maybe he also made his own map, and that's the map in his cache. Okay, that's page 299. So that's where she puts that memory together. Okay, yes. Cool. If that were the case, why would I have found a more official version of the same map in one of the Neverseen's hideouts? Shut up, Mr. Forkle. Shut up, Mr. Forkle. Yes!
No, I'm saying that because I'm scared that he's implying Kenrick gave it to the Neverseen.
Oh.
Shut up, Mr. Forkle.
No, I'm saying shut up because why are you questioning this.
Yeah, that too. I agree. Yeah. And then Sophie said maybe the council made a version for the record and then Everseen copied it or stole it. And then she projected the... And he's like, oh, I don't know. It looks like every river I've been to.
That's a big maybe, Miss Foster. And I don't see how we verify any of these theories. Okay, actually, is this Forkle? Is this an imposter? Is he always...
That's a good point. I don't think he's usually like this.
Is there someone who could pretend
eat ruckleberries?
Is there...
Oh, there's so many people.
Yeah, but is there anyone who could... Oh, you think that they really could just eat ruckleberries and look like him?
Yeah, just do that and then use the voice mimicking thing and...
Oh.
Because Keith can do the mimicking voices. Like, I'm sure there are lots of people who can.
Okay, you know how that girl in Harry Potter can, like, change her appearance? There's no one like that, right?
It's not been brought up.
Yeah.
The closest we get is Vanishers.
I know you can use slurps and burps and change
the
look. But, I don't know. He continues to do this. It drives me nuts. Okay. Okay, so then they talk about, I think we should linger here because this is a good part to talk about.
Sophie's putting a lot together here.
Mood and awareness, yeah. And Forkle's not doing anything except questioning. Which, let me just say, I feel like that's what I do with you a lot, is you say stuff and I'm like, well, you're like, I don't know
what are you talking about? But so, my stuff does come out of left field. It's different when Sophie's like, oh, this connects to this, and like, oh, that makes so much sense. And he's like, actually, it could be for anything, Sophie, not the thing that it's labeling. Like, stupid. Like, no, that's Forkle. Forkle, be so real right now. What are you trying to do?
Like, why is he not wanting to? Okay, wait, looks important. In the memory, Orly told Kendrick that she'd heard stories about a rare power source. They couldn't find power source, but they didn't look for very long either. That's how Stellarlune and Elysian are connected. Okay.
And they're like, I don't understand. And Ro makes her explain it all, which we kind of got. And Forkle finally says it makes sense. The pieces can be turned all different ways, and they may seem like they fit, but these do. She refused to let him make her doubt herself. Truth felt different. Yes. This felt different. We need to find Elysian. Even if you're right, Miss Foster, I am, she assured him. Perhaps not. Either way, you seem to be forgetting how in this equation. We have no idea where Elysian actually is, do we? What is this problem? Who pooped in his malamelt? Like, bruh.
This is evidence that he could be brought, okay?
It is, low-key. Although he and Ron have been in the same scene.
Since?
In flashback. The whole council, yeah. If it wasn't for that, I would be agreeing very much.
Yeah. Smart of Ro to get her to try to teleport there.
Yeah.
I'm glad there ended up being like an actual reason she couldn't teleport there. You know, the stained glass dome or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the dome force field thingy is.
Okay, have you ever read Kubla Khan by Coleridge? We're reading it in English. It's a poem.
No.
It's a weird poem.
I don't think I have.
Never mind then. There's something about a dome and it's just nothing.
And they're like, hey, Elysian.
Okay, so now 19. What do I have listed here?
Whoa, she teleported to Hushwood? Wow, I forgot about this.
Yeah, okay, so back to the outline I have. So we go 3, Sophie looks through the maps. Then I have Forkle shows up and says some really stuff. Then I said we should talk about a lot of this, which is good because we did. Yeah. Then 19, they try to teleport to Elysian. Instead, they end up at Hushwood. And then Forkle says some more stupid stuff.
That's kind of crazy.
So let's find the more stupid stuff, he says. And Sophie says, let's go through everybody's catches. And Forkle's like,
good luck with that. I'm surprised she thought that they would.
I know. She even says who to start with. She's like, I don't know. I guess it probably makes sense to start with Bront since he starts belong. Girl.
Bront would never. Not even Bront would ever. Like, maybe Tarek with how he was in the early books. But, like, Bront would never. Kenrick tried this. We literally just went over that Kenrick tried this. And they were all like, immediately no.
Yeah. Oh, and then she's like, but I'm a regent and the leader of Team Valiant. Okay, nice try. Oh, then she wants to be their personal keeper.
Mm-hmm.
And then Forkel's like, is that what you want?
Which I kind of was surprised by his response to that, because I thought that's what they, like, intended her to be. Because they said in book 1, who said it? No, it was, like, Alden and Quinlan. They were like, wow, she'd be a great keeper.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because then we hear Keeper of all the Lost City Secrets. Wait, hold on. Keeper of all the Lost City Secrets. The name of this is Keeper of the Lost Cities.
Yes, and I think that was supposed to be about Prentiss, I thought. But I've always thought that it was about to be about Sophie, too.
Is it... Well, Keeper of the Lost Cities... I've always thought it's about Sophie because she has things buried in her brain.
Oh, that's true.
From the Black
That's true,
Swan.
too. I mean, it's supposed to be a layered meaning, I'm sure.
Yeah. But maybe it's progressing towards not quite that she's going to be the keeper, as in, like, literally bear everyone's burden, but I don't know. Maybe it's progressing towards something there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and then we talk about Kenrick asking Prentiss to play a similar role.
Mr. Forkel is so negative.
I know. Like I said in the notes, Forkel says some more.
He's just stuff. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Yeah. It was a little bit before. It was a little bit before what you had mentioned, but she's like. He's like, I'm not sure we can jump to the conclusion that you're right about Elysian being important. And she's like, why not? And he's like, I can think of several reasons. Simple privacy, basic safety, or perhaps the barrier is remnant from a different time. I don't even know what they're talking about. Oh, like the barrier getting into Elysian. And so he's like, well, the only way to find out for sure is to get there. I should look at the other counselors' caches. And Forkel's like, well, who? And she's like, Bron. And he's like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like, what? It's just like, find every way to say, Sophie, you're stupid. You kids, what you were just saying, so little appreciation for research.
Yep. Oh, and then the very next page, hold on.
Isn't he like, go to school?
Never seen. We have to get ahead of them. Well, that's later. We'll talk about that too. Mm-hmm. We have to get ahead of them, which means we need to find Elysian before they do. Mr. Forkel sat beside her. You keep talking about Elysian as if your theories are a proven fact. They aren't. I'm surprised you don't see the danger in making those kinds of assumptions. You know better than anyone how easy it is to be misled. The Neverseen are master manipulators. But Elysian... Oh, wait, this is interesting. Mm-hmm. Elysian has nothing to do with the Neverseen. Well, except for the fact that Lady Gisela is trying to find it.
Ooh.
All the mysteries around it are connected to the council.
Ooh.
Oh! Wait, hold on, I'm highlighting this. All the mysteries around it are connected to the council.
Sophie says, I'm not making assumptions. I'm trying to uncover the truth about Elysian using whatever clues I currently have. If the council hid something there, we need to know what it is, where it is, and why they hid it before the Neverseen find it. Mm-hmm. And Forkel's like, well, I just worry you're missing the bigger picture. Elysian is the best lead we have at the moment. If you'd seen the look on Kenrick's face when he mentioned it, you would agree with me. And I'd be happy to view that memory, Miss Foster, as well as the others you've been withholding from me. Withholding? She's like, you're talking to me about withholding information when you put tons of secrets in my head and never told me about them. I already explained why I did that. Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that you left me sitting on the biggest secrets in the Lost Cities for years. And now I finally know about it and I'm trying to look into it. And all you want to do is downplay it. Probably to hide your mistakes.
Yeah, actually though, that was my thought a minute ago. Is he just... what's a better word? Butthurt. Is that a bad word? Can I say that?
That's fine. We can say butt.
Okay. Okay. Listen, I'm aware we have young podcast listeners. So, and Jaycie wasn't allowed to say butt for a long time. Okay?
Butt is not a bad word.
Neither was I.
It's okay. We were allowed to hear it. We just weren't allowed to say it.
Well, I wasn't allowed to say it either, so that's in my head, okay?
Yeah, I understand.
Anyway, he's just butthurt because he didn't figure out how to lie to you.
Literally. Meanwhile, I fear that her new confidence is turning into recklessness, Mr. Forkel said quietly. Recklessness! Sophie shouted, sending more birds scattering. I love her just losing her marbles over this, and the birds are like, ah.
Yeah. I still maintain that you could have exercised a bit more caution.
Oh my goodness.
Like, what?
This would be so funny in film. Oh my
Sophie
goodness.
rolled her eyes. It's not like it's a secret. Listen, I get it, Sophie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
And then they
mm-hmm,
like tear her up about the meeting with Trix.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it's our only lead, then yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. But why do you think I'm working so hard to find Elysian?
She keeps. Who says this? Oh, Forkel says, "Why are you so focused on Elysian? And don't try claiming it's about the look you saw on Kendrick's face when he said the word. We both know it's not." And she says, "Yeah, it is." And he said,
Yeah, it
"No,
is.
it's not. It's connected to Keith." And Sophie's like, "Well, why does that matter?" Okay, so this is why he's trying to shoot her down. Is because he's like, "Well, you just want to see Keith again."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
But
that's
like,
stupid.
she's got a point. Yeah.
Yeah,
whether
she's
or not-
probably right. Whether or not Keith is connected, that is actually
Yeah.
separate.
And Keith is important. Like,
Yes.
she says, "What's wrong with that?" And he's like, "I'm not saying Keith isn't important." Rose says, "It kind of sounds like you are." No, I'm saying he's one person.
Mm-hmm. And whose life isn't in danger at the moment? Forkel, are you, like, did someone, like...
Is he getting ancient? Like, actually. Like, Fallon.
Bro.
Like, there's a reveal the next one where he puts his hair behind his ears and they're pointy.
Oh, he's old. He's just forgetting things. He's just going crazy. If you're about to propose saying a trap, Mr. Forkel interrupted, tell me this. Have any of our traps actually worked? Not with that attitude, Ro grumbled. Thank you, Ro. Thank you.
Okay, we finally reached close to the end of the chapter.
Close to the end of day 2.
9:33.
I know. I've been watching the time like...
You know what? We might as well just give up on Stellarlune theories being 2 parts and just make this as many parts
as we have to make
it.
it.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Stellarlune part 2, in which we rant about Forkel.
Yeah. Real. Yeah. Okay, so then we talk about Cadfiel. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Ro? Because didn't we think, right when we saw this, I feel like both of us were like, Ro's dead. Sorry, guys.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, I remember right after we both read
Yes.
Stellarlune,
Yes.
me, you, and Lily were all like, yeah, Ro's gone.
She's
gone.
gonna die. Yeah.
She's gonna die.
I did have that
Yep.
feeling because she left
think
and we
she's
just
gone.
it was like a big thing, and then
Uh-huh.
she went away, and then we didn't hear anything about her, and I think I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I'm not sure about, I'm not completely certain about that, but I do know we all thought,
Immediately,
okay, I
like
bet she's dead. Yeah.
yeah, that did feel it
'Cause
did
she goes
feel like
away.
her. And we don't really need her anymore.
And she's so, that's true. She's so confident, too.
yeah,
That she's
very
going-
very killable of her.
And, and then it also, I mean, the motivation, it
Yeah.
makes it, like, yeah.
And she just gave Sophie the dagger, like a parting, like,
Yeah.
fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I think that's, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I forgot that we said that until you said that, but I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to say she's just kidnapped,
Mm-hmm.
but it makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll be alive, maybe, but I don't know.
Dead or kidnapped, that is the dilemma.
And I sound very callous right now, but, like, if I read it, I'm actually going to cry, okay?
Aw.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
You know,
Ro
like-
being gone would be upsetting, being that she's the whole reason Keith and Sophie are together.
Yes, and, I care about her. I'm just,
Yeah.
right now, I'm like, okay, yeah, she's gone. Okay, sorry, guys. I hope...
No, they're
Do
both
you have
characters.
meme material?
There we go. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put a meme now that references us just being like, oh, yeah. Us talking about Ro versus us talking about, I don't know. We'll get upset over a random character and then...
Yeah. Ro was your, like, you loved Ro for a while, too.
Oh, my goodness. I do love her. She is, I mean... She is probably the way I would actually be. I would want to be, like, if I was in the series, I would want to be Orly. I'd probably actually be Ro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up. Oh my goodness.
You'd be like if Ro and Orly had a... That's you.
I'm crying.
An ogre.
insulting at the same time. I'm done.
Anyway, I forgot that Catfield is not her husband for a minute, actually. I thought
Yeah.
it was, yeah, I forgot the difference between...
How could you forget the Ballad of Bow and Row?
Oh, well, I didn't forget. I just forgot it was... I forgot Catfield was a different person than Bow for some reason.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, here's the evidence at the very end of this chapter. You should have Funky Fair add that to his Ballad of Bow and Row when he gets back. It'll really amp up the romance. Like, she keeps saying, when I'll get back. And
whenever they come back.
listen.
Yeah, when they start talking
Yeah.
about when it all ends, they're like, goodbye.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and then she's so... And she teases Sophie for being worried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bye, Ro.
Okay, so then we talk about Sophie potentially killing people,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. I am honestly glad we went there, though, because that needed to be addressed. Good job, Ro. Yeah, and then she gives her the dagger. Okay, I'm sorry. Hope is a stupid name.
I so agree. I was like, Sophie, you're trying to make this sound deep and stuff, but Hope, really?
Yeah.
All I can...
Maybe it's because I know too many...
Hope.
Yeah, okay. If your name is Hope, it's a beautiful name. My sister's
It
middle
is.
name is Faith. Okay, I would actually probably name a kid Hope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. But I know too many, like, Anna Hope, or like,
Right.
I don't know, that's not a good one. Like, Emma Hope, Anna Faith. Which, again, my sister's middle name is Faith, so, don't come for me. It's beautiful.
I feel like
but I think that's why.
everyone has common middle names, like almost everyone. So everyone is kind of like self-conscious, but I feel like a book, like you don't have to use a common, like you can use whatever you want. You don't have to use Hope. Also, this is Keeper of the Lost Cities. You've got people in this name like Brielle and I don't know. I can't think of all the names. Keef.
Yeah.
And you go with Hope for a dagger? Like.
Yeah. Okay.
Cadfael and Hope.
What's another word that she could have used besides hope?
I'm terrible
That's,
at naming
like,
things,
deep
so I
like
also
that.
shouldn't be
I don't
making
know.
this rant.
Hope.
Something.
Something, I don't know.
It should have been something a little fiercer, I feel like, for her new attitude.
Yeah.
Ruthlessness.
Ruthless.
Embrace the Gisela.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. It's like, hey, Gisela. Dagger. I don't know what she should have named it, but I feel like it could.
It could have been better than Hope.
Better.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, she did have 2 seconds because Ro forced her to.
She's like, first thing that comes to your mind, let's. Yeah.
Or she was gonna name it.
Yep.
So yeah.
I feel like we should have
Okay.
let Ro name it. I feel like that would have been kind of meaningful, but that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have the Lincolosa.
Which is crazy that she doesn't come back whenever Sophie. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She's either incapacitated or
Dead.
and
I'm going with dead. That's my
either
official
she's
vote.
dead or she's going to die. soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made the perfect closing speech. It was like 30 pages long because that's Ro.
Yeah. Where does she leave? Oh yeah, she does. Because she tells her like, oh, he's held on to these teeny tiny threads of hope for so long that I'll never let go of him. Ro said quietly.
Great last words, Ro.
Yep.
I'm just.
Yeah. And then her last words are literally "Go Team Foster Keep."
That's iconic. It's Ro. Thank you for your service to Team Foster Keef. We're very thankful for bringing us to chapter 42. This is all because of you, Ro.
Yep.
I'd like to thank
Okay,
Beyonce.
okay. Wait. Chapter 23.
Yes.
Sophie spiraling about Keith.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, this is where I start. This is where, oh my goodness. I never thought that we'd get to this. This is, okay, Sydney, go ahead.
I have nothing. I'm just looking at it.
You've been waiting for this longer than I have, honestly. Because you introduced me to the series. You had already been a Q Foster fan.
Yes.
I actually took a while to come around. I don't think I was, like, fully, like, devoted till book 5.
Yeah. Well, okay, I was there in book 4. But before that, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, whatever.
But
I
yeah.
don't actually know. I think, honestly, though, I think I was there in Exile.
Yeah, I think
Fitz
you were.
was rude, and then they were cute.
Yeah, and I remember, okay, when you introduced me to the series, I think you had to wait for Never Seen, right?
I think I was waiting for...
Lodestar?
I was waiting for Lodestar, yeah.
Okay, I had to wait for Lodestar, but for like a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I read Never Seen before I moved. I know that.
Okay.
And then I introduced you to the series after I moved.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then Lodestar came out. And I got Lodestar at my new house. I remember that, yeah.
Lodestar.
Okay.
That one was... Oh, I love Lodestar. Okay.
Lodestar is so good. Like, the plot is so solid.
That and Legacy were like peaks for me.
Really, Nightfall and Never Seen for me.
I know that you love Never Seen.
Lodestar is great.
Never Seen is good.
It's when all the bonding happens.
Yeah.
And the game changes.
Yeah.
And we've just found out about Gisela and... Oh, okay. Sorry. Anyway, so I only have a few minutes until they kick me out of the library. So
let's end this episode on Keith Foster.
So I love this. Keith would honestly be ... a really awesome boyfriend. He's thoughtful, supportive. He could be incredibly sweet. He's actually being serious instead of joking with everybody.
I love that it's 3,000 people highlighted this part of the book.
Yes.
We were waiting for this.
Yes.
We're both on the Kindle version, so we can see the popular parts.
Crazy.
I know.
3,000 is crazy.
3,000 has not only have the Kindle version, but chose to highlight those specific lines. I don't even have them highlighted.
That's wild. Yeah. Same. Yep. Okay. It's just.
She'd been too distracted by her crush on Fitz.
And then the next page, Keith might not be as classically handsome as Fitz, but he didn't need to be. In fact, there was something extra appealing about his crooked smile and artfully messy hair. It made him less serious, less perfect, less intimidating. Plus, he was smart and funny and kind and a good listener.
Which means
she smiles because she realizes
she keeps yelling out loud at herself, which is so funny to me too.
Yes.
She'll just be like sitting there and she'll be like,
God,
enough! Then she'll be stop! Like she looks like she's going insane.
And then she does it at Foxfire.
Seriously, stop! She keeps going.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Movie,
Okay, we're officially done
thinking
thinking about
series would be
this.
so funny.
That would be so funny. Oh my goodness,
Wait,
she's
she
still
yells out loud
going.
3 times.
Like no, like 5 times. She says, let's see. She says, okay, we're officially done talking about this. All caps on 372. She says, seriously, stop on 370. Stop on 369. Okay, enough on 368. So that's 4, I think.
Where did you start?
Okay, I started far away. I started at the end instead of the beginning.
Oh, okay.
The first time she says, okay, enough on 368. And then she says, stop on 369. And then 370-ish, seriously, stop. And then again on 372, okay, we're officially done talking about this. And continues thinking about it. And then...
The fact that she... Wait, hold on. Right after that, maybe if she moved, changed scenery, it would help. She stumbled over the stairs, taking deep, calming breath. This is good. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
This is so real, though.
Yes. When she has the realization, it's just like falling over like...
Just the realization that she likes Keith is enough to like freak her out.
Well, it's
Girl
like
things.
she's like, wait, he likes me?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, because that's what Ro told her. She was like, stop overthinking it, and then Sophie like magically... Listen, that's all it took?
That's all
Someone
it took all this time.
Stop overthinking a lot.
Saying stop, just stop thinking about it actually worked.
No, like, hey, Sophie, he actually meant what he said. And she's like, oh, wait, what?
Really?
What?
That's
and then
it.
She can't even walk.
Thanks, Ro.
And then, wait, okay, remember, everything is normal, she told herself. There's absolutely nothing out of the ordinary.
And then Forkel's like, okay, go to school.
Yep.
Going back to
Oh,
Forkel's
wait,
dumb
is
stuff.
Forkel... Oh, wait, is he there? Where is he? He's there?
He shows up. I don't know why.
And now she's probably wise. Wait, where was he? When did he get
I
there?
don't know.
He just started talking.
He's just here.
Oh, I guess, okay,
What?
so they went back so Ro could pack, and I guess he's just still there.
Oh.
Because
Oh my
I guess
goodness.
he's been hanging out with
That was like a 30-minute scene, and then we walk out.
Yeah.
He's just still there. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is this where he tells her to go to school? Is this?
Yes, it
really?
is.
Oh, heavens.
He's like, you go to school.
Oh, my God.
Exilium never
Hold
shut
on,
down.
I'm gonna put it
We're gonna add 2 extra hours.
What is his problem? Because she's like, hey, I actually need to focus on this very important thing.
He's like,
And
too
he's
bad.
like, no.
Go to school. You do have the entire rest of your life, which will be millions of years long, but you need to go to school now.
The knowledge you're receiving is vital. For what? It's
The
not gonna help
knowledge.
Find a lion. Or Lady Gisela. It's not going to help. I don't know how I say that. I say, I have 3 different ways of saying every character's name.
Seriously, that's real.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, I know
Yeah,
that.
and then he's like, she argues with him, and he goes.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he's like, oh, and by the way, I didn't tell you this, but Broomvale's been destroyed.
It's like,
Just-
oh, thanks for not mentioning that all day.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
it
I
is
think
still
that's a
day
good
3.
stopping point.
Yeah, it's a good
Yes.
stopping point. We are 380 pages in. It is
So,
day
yeah,
3.
We made it a singular page. However, I feel like this was a great episode. This was
Thank you.
entertaining for
Yeah,
me.
I think it was fun.
I should drink more monsters. I only drink about a fourth of the can. And
Wow.
I'm really hyper. Yeah.
It worked, I guess. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed this.
Yes.
And we will be recording more and more parts. We are 50% of the way through the book now, so who knows how much more.
At least 4, I'm gonna say.
At least
We're gonna have
4.
at least 4 parts.
Yeah, unless like a certain part of this goes really fast. But I feel like as it went on, it just got more and more complicated. So I feel like it's gonna, if anything, slow down.
Yeah. Because last time we were kind of like trying to make something out of nothing, and now we've got something.
Oh yeah, now we've got things. Cool. Well, bye, Sydney.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Forbidden Cities podcast. Leave us a review and tell a friend about the podcast if you liked us. Email us with comments and episode suggestions at theforbiddencitiespodcast@gmail.com, and to follow us on Instagram, just search @Forbidden Cities Podcast.